If I traded it all, if I gave it all away for one thing.
So welcome back. And my next guest has also been on with me now many times. I have with me Ryan Larson, and he is the CEO of FirstLine Financial. Welcome back to the show. And you, before you came on a few times ago, you said, I want to be on right behind David Fisher.
Yeah.
And so I'm so glad you're here today. You were off for a month. You took some time off.
Yep.
So we have to sort of regroup and go back and tell everybody a little bit about you and what you do and what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. Well, my name's Ryan Larson, and I am the CEO of FirstLine Financial. We've been in business for about a year and a half now, but I've been in the business for about 10 plus years. So really, I kind of worked through the system, through different firms.
You were apprentice. I love that about you, because you really wanted to learn, and that was awesome.
I didn't want to just jump into, I'm an entrepreneur by heart, and I love creating something from nothing. However, it needs to be at the right time. So when I was kind of coming up and being mentored or apprenticed, I wanted to take my time to see different firms, to see kind of what they were doing and what worked, what did not work, and I wanted to kind of just see behind the scenes too. So, and work with clients who come from all walks of life too. So that's kind of what I've did. Is I've been associated with 3 different firms, worked my way up, and now have created something very special. And I'm having great response from, the clients who come to the seminars, who read my white papers, who go online, request information. So, it's definitely coming to fruition now. It's very neat.
Now, you also are thinking about having your own radio show, too, in the works, in the thought of it, the beginning thoughts of it. The last few times that you came on, I said, let's pretend you do have your own radio show, and a lot of people have had their own radio show from being on this show. So, I want to let you be able to just sort of talk and let you run with it, because it worked really well.
Right.
And you do have a white paper that you've written. It's called The Nitty Gritty of Annuities and Retirement and What You Need to Know. And you do want everybody to have that.
Absolutely.
And, first, before I give it away, and I want to open up the lines of the audience for everyone to call in here, I do want to ask you, first of all, there's pros and cons to annuities. Why are you so for them? Can I ask that without you?
Well, Mr. Fisher, I think just set me up perfectly, because he's talking about the economy, what we're facing. He, expressed concern about the $19 trillion deficit. What he didn't talk about is the 800-pound gorilla, healthcare. What kind of healthcare debt we're into. Social Security, $15 trillion. So that means, the federal government has borrowed or leveraged almost $100 trillion. Now, if you divide that between all the taxpayers, that's almost $850,000 per taxpayer just to get us out of this debt.
You got it, anybody?
Yeah.
I don't.
So he was talking about 3 ways to get out of this debt crisis. So he was talking about inflation, the invisible tax, devaluing the currency, and bail in. Well, in my opinion, there's 3 other ways. We could grow the economy. I don't see the economy growing much. We could cut spending. I don't see us cutting spending much. Or we could raise taxes. Now, in my opinion, taxes are going up because we are in a crisis, and the other 2 just aren't going to work. So I see taxes going up, and we need to position ourselves, in a conservative manner, or a guaranteed protective investment that's we don't need to worry about all those concerns. So he's talking about put some, money into precious metals.
And you should.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I completely agree. Mm-hmm. I also, I would recommend putting some money in some contractually guaranteed investments or products, okay? Guaranteed annuities, guaranteed life insurance policies. Now, everyone's like, when you talk about life insurance, it kind of scares them off. Well, I could self-insure, but, just like a qualified plan, there's IRS tax codes, right? 401k is just an IRS tax code. That's all it is. Well, you could take advantage of the life insurance tax code 7702, which just allows you to put after-tax dollars in. And if if you do everything appropriately, you could take it out tax-free. So there's benefits of all products. There's pros and there's cons and there's strings attached. Just like an annuity, it has its pros and its cons and its strings attached. The pro is, it's principally protected. It could go up with the market, but it can never go down. Okay. The con is you're not going to get 8, 9, 10% on your money. You might get 3 to 4% in today's market. And the strings attached is there's fees, just like anything else, but there's different types of annuities also. There's the immediate annuity. You got the fixed annuity. You got the variable annuity, and now the fixed index annuity, which different advisors are kind of coining the hybrid annuity. And that's all it is just a fixed index annuity with an income rider. That's all it is. But it helps to know what the different types are and the pros and the cons, so you can make the decision that based on your suitability and what's going to work for you.
And that's another thing about you. You really are all about educating as well. You do these seminars. I don't know if you're having any right now.
We are actually having one coming up. I believe it's on the 27th, 20th. It's not locked down yet.
So we'll find that out.
Yeah.
But more than anything, I just want people to hear how you really do want people to understand that this is something that, again, you can come to. Do they go to you or do you go to them? I forgot, or both, or what?
I work both ways. Essentially, I love for them to come into the office. We set up the office very comfortable. It's just, in my opinion, it's just like going to your house and just relaxing at the couch. Also, too, sometimes it's very nice to go to people's houses as well.
And you can work with people valley-wide.
Valley-wide,
right?
Yes. I'm definitely trying to move into different states right now. So trying to go nationally recognized. So that's pretty exciting. But there's there's some loopholes and some things you have to jump through. So,
but right now we're just talking about valley-wide, and your website is FirstLineFin. That's FIN.com. The phone number to call is 480-729-6246. We're going to open up the lines to the audience too, for everybody to get your white paper, and that's the nitty-gritty of annuities, retirement, and what you need to know. I don't know why I sound scratchy, don't you? Hear that? It must be my throat. So we're going to open up the lines for everybody to have that. You're rated with the Better Business Bureau. You have other things that you're also with too. But we want everyone to get this information. And here's another thing that we talk about too. Let me give out the phone number before I forget.
Sure.
So our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I'm going to give everyone the chance to call throughout the rest of the show for it. And I do believe that even if you don't think that this is something for you, you should take a look at it. He's an expert on them, and he wants to just give you this information so that you can have it and make an educational decision of whether you want it or not. 602-277-5369. Okay, I wanted to ask you, and I'm not sure now, I forgot what it was here. So for people that are calling in and they want to get this information, when you work with people, why do you believe that people should look into having an annuity? What is the first and foremost reason?
Yeah, first off, safety. So when you look at an annuity, people look at them for really 3 reasons. Income, first and foremost. Secondly, principally protected growth. And then third, they're probably looking to leave a legacy behind. Now, do we want to put all our money into an annuity? Absolutely not. Just like we don't want to put it all into precious metals. So annuities make sense with a portion of your retirement savings or your retirement assets. Now, we probably want to look at other different vehicles, precious metal, gold, different commodities, maybe some alternative investments. And alternative investments are just business operations, BDCs, business development companies, REITs, real estate investment trust, oil and gas, structured notes. There's so many different vehicles out there, Carol, that people have the opportunity to get into but they just don't know. They're not educated.
Real quickly before we go to a break, do you do second opinions?
Absolutely, second opinions.
And that was another thing that I want to ask you, because that's there's a lot of people out there that have maybe even working with somebody, have a second set of eyes, look at everything. The number here to call here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Get this paper on the nitty gritty of annuities. Check them out. It's FirstLine, FIN.com.